This is Rankdill with the abominable Mexican snow back at you again.
What's, what's up?
MMA news for y'all folks today. Bunches has happened since the last podcast. So what's been going on in your world, Maxwell?
Life is taking life as it comes.
Well, you know me. I've been kicking ass and building motorhomes.
Yeah, I've been sanding the shit out of them.
Alright, well, what's been going on in the MMA world?
Well, the MMA world a lot's popped since we've last talked with anybody. For starters, whoever went online and got their beta code for UFC 3, these codes are going to be sent out to some lucky people on November 27th.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. Dude, UFC, that's my game. I, I'd probably play it more regularly than any other sports game that I have. I have Madden, well, my kid has the NBA games, but I don't really care for them. But
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. The UFC games are fun. Madden's fun. EA's fun in general. They have a good sports franchise
unless you're a
going
Star
for
Wars
'em.
fan, you're good with EA right now.
Yep, yep. That game is really has got some bad reviews. Can't believe how bad they are.
Yeah,
I hope we're lucky too to better get the beta code.
I yeah, we will be, dude. Trust me. I've already pre-ordered the game. You can pre-order it on the PlayStation Network right now, and also BestBuy.com has it. That's the only two places I've really looked. I'm sure GameStop's got it.
Yeah, GameStop has it. Just reserved my copy of it this weekend. On to some more news. As of right now, it's officially on. Holly Holm versus Chris Cyborg. It is official, guys. And it's coming to you December 30th.
Dude, I'm stoked for this fight. Nobody wants to give Holly a chance, dude, but she's the real deal, man. Like, she's the first person to beat Ronda Rousey. You gotta think about that too. Ronda used to
Yeah,
be like, she used to be on top of the world when it come to women's MMA, and Holly made her look like a fool.
yeah, that's true. Holly destroyed Betch Hay in her last fight.
Yeah, yeah,
Knocked her
yeah,
to the ground and
yeah. That's when she
did it.
caught her with a question mark kick, right?
Yep, and Betch was dancing and all that in front of her.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I like Holly, dude.
Yeah,
The preacher's daughter.
the preacher's daughter.
Yeah, I mean, but Cyborg's scary, man. You know, nobody really wants to fight Cyborg. She has a hard time finding fights, but I think Holly's going to
That's
be
true.
one that'll actually be a good match for her, you know?
Yep. Alright, another news. The count. He's officially out as his next fight. He suffered a broken arm
Yeah,
during
dude,
this
that sucks.
during this training camp, which
Yeah,
really hurts him.
that bums me out, man. Dominic, he's had a lot of injuries, and he's one of the best, dude. I mean, if he could have stayed healthy, he could have been the greatest of all time in that weight division. I mean,
Yeah,
it
he's blown out
sucks.
his knee several times.
Yeah, he's got bad knees. Both of his knees are bad too. I listened to his podcast with Rogan, man. I used to not like Dominic at all, but after I listened to him on Rogan, I had a new respect for him.
Yeah, he's had a plantar fasciitis. He had torn ACLs, torn MCLs, broken hands. The list keeps going. This cat's like glass.
Yeah, it sucks, man. But
Yeah,
they got Jimmy Rivera, a new opponent, and it's Lineker,
yeah,
man. Lineker, he's
yeah.
freaking awesome too.
John Lineker is a beast.
I seen him. He come back. It was a couple weeks ago. He come back, or wasn't it the night that GSP fought Bisping? Was it the same
I
night?
think it was. I think it was. I think Lineker turned back. We can
Well,
find out real fast.
he looked
Let's
good.
look.
He looked pretty good in his last fight.
We'll find out for you guys who Lineker's last fight was.
If you notice these fights that I've picked on here to be playing in the background is most of it's the people, the guys from Bellator's Grand Prix coming up. Pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be really a really fun thing. We'll talk about that later in the podcast.
I think Lineker's last fight he went to decision, but he looked pretty good. He looked decent. He'd been out for about a year. I think he had coming off a broke jaw, maybe is what it was. It was something like that.
I think so. Well, guys, you know how these cell phones are. You can't get them to work right half the time.
It's cool, man. I watched his last fight. I'm 90% sure that it went to decision.
Alright, another news. Poor old Anderson Silva, he can't pass a drug test to save his life. He done pissed Todd again.
Dude, it's such a sad thing to me, dude, because I've had many arguments about who's the greatest of all time, and I've always said Anderson Silva, but this pretty much ruins his legacy. This is twice that he's been popped, and it makes you think that he was doing steroids his whole career. I mean, like, maybe they're just now, USADA's going to catch you now. It's way too hard to get away with it now.
Yeah, it's on from here. And he was supposed to fight this coming weekend.
Wait, let me stop you there. What do you think about USADA, honestly, as a fan? Do you think it's good or bad for MMA? Or for UFC? I mean, Bellator doesn't have USADA, correct?
No, but Bellator's on the USADA rules too.
Yeah, but I don't think they have the testing though.
They're not that high on them in Bellator as they are in the UFC.
Well, I mean, just think about this right now. We'd have John Jones.
I think USADA's honestly killing the fight game.
I do too. I hate to say that because you want it to be fair, but it's like, bro, I mean, these are professional fighters, and I can see the case for some of them actually needing TRT, like Vitor and these guys that are older that don't have the testosterone as these old guys. I mean, how are they going to compete once they get older?
Yep.
I mean, I think like with John Jones, there's a this is just conspiracy, but they're thinking that he might have done some cocaine that had that steroid in it because it's in creatine in China, and that's where he was the week of his birthday. So they think he might have done some cocaine that had creatine in the cut, you know, which is crazy.
Ain't good.
I mean, what if he wasn't doping and he just did some cocaine? I mean, I know cocaine's not good, but
yeah, any drug's bad for you, but if he did coke, I understand, suspend him. But if he smoked weed, I think you should have let him go, because weed ain't gonna do nothing for you.
No. I mean, I don't think really weed's even looked at as a drug by most people now. It's 2017, for God's sakes.
Legalize that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and then the fight, Anderson was supposed to take on Kevin Gastelum, but he's getting replaced by Bisping, who's coming off a loss to the current champion, George Rush St. Pierre.
Okay, well, okay, here's my thoughts on this. Bisping, what the fuck, man? Why? Why are you doing this? You're gonna be retiring next year, you know that. What good's it gonna do if you go in there with Gastelum? What do you have to win from this? I mean, you're not getting paid a lot. It's on Fight Pass, for God's sakes. There ain't nobody watching the fight.
Nope.
I mean, it's in Shanghai. I mean, it'll be going on at like 1 o'clock in the morning around here in the U.S. So.
And nobody's watching it. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, at least save your last fight. He's got a fight coming up in England. He's gonna retire. Why would you take this fight? you're not even a month away from where you when you fought GSP and you got knocked out. I mean, he didn't
It's
get
very
knocked out;
true.
he got choked out. But you got to think like he probably suffered some brain damage in that fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't understand Bisping. I mean, like he is down to fight always.
Anybody.
I
Yeah.
like that about him, but you know, you think he'd be a little bit smarter with his career at this point. He's too
Yeah.
far into his career to be making decisions like that.
He even came out and said that he loves the fight. Well, hey, everybody loves the fight, but dang, son, you're on up there. You're 38 years old. You need to think about your health, your career after MMA.
Yeah, I don't really understand his decision making here, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to watch it. I like Bisping.
Well, I am too. Alright, another news. This is not UFC related, but as you know, we do Bellator and stuff like that. Anything we can get our hands on. We got in the coming up in a few months a Bellator heavyweight Grand Prix, and we got some pretty good people that's going to be in this, from likes of Chael Sonnen, Roy Nelson, Frank Mir, Fedor, Rampage, Bader, King Mo, and Matt Mitrione. That's a lot of great fighters that's going to be in this.
Yeah, dude, this is really cool. It's kind of nostalgic. I mean, because if you remember, UFC used to be a tournament. They'd do it like back in the day. It would be all night. Like you'd start off with a fight. Some people fought, you know, a couple times in one night. You know, Gracie come out winning most of the old ones, but you know,
Yep,
Then Vitor come along. It's fun, but this isn't gonna be a one night thing. It's gonna be over a year, right?
I think so.
I mean, you got some of the best heavyweight. Like I'm more interested in their heavyweight division than the UFC's heavyweight division. Honestly, they've got more fighters that are interesting. Even though they might be a little bit past their prime, you got these new talents. But like honestly, who's in the UFC heavyweight now? I mean, that's even worth mentioning. You got Rothwell, but I mean he got popped, didn't he, for um,
I'm a,
some PED, some kind of PED, right? Am I wrong about that?
I think he did get popped. That's why we ain't seen him.
I liked him, man, because he don't look like he would be a heavyweight fighter. You know, I mean, he looks like a heavyweight, but he don't look like he'd be a fighter at all to me. And
Uh-oh.
I like him, man. And then you got Struve, which is like, damn it, bro. Like, what's up, Struve? Like, I thought you were better than what you are, but
Yeah, being six
they
foot
got some
11.
guys that are not heavyweights in this, like Bader,
Chael
you know,
Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen. Chael Sonnen was a middleweight in the UFC. I know he fought a lot heavyweight his last two fights in Bellator. But Bader, man, like honestly, dude, Bader might be a natural heavyweight. He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
He's strong as balls, man. Like he is super strong. He's a great wrestler. Uh, who's the black cat that was in Bellator? Who was the light heavyweight champion before Bader?
I really can't tell you.
Phil Davis. Phil Davis. I honestly think that Phil Davis could be a contender in the heavyweight division too.
Let me see.
Outside. We'll be right back, folks. Okay, sorry about that, folks. I'm back. Thought somebody was pulling up in my driveway. Well, anyways, we was talking about Phil Davis. Yeah, Phil Davis. I think his natural weight is probably around heavyweight. So that'd be cool to see him in this too. And
I
also,
agree.
Shane Carwin has showed interest, and so is Rory McDonald. Rory McDonald is a middleweight.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dude, Rory is game. He's game as fuck, bro. Like, he's down to fight anybody.
Yeah, that is very true.
He's like
Could you
Kobe
imagine seeing him
Covington,
with the
except when
gut?
he gets hit with a boomerang, he ain't gonna sue.
I'm surprised most of you guys have watched and heard about this, and I think it's hilarious that he's gonna sue.
Well, when you look at the Grand Prix, though, like, there's some great fights there. I wanna see Mir and Fedor. I wanna see that fight. I'd like to see Bader and Rampage fight again. Like, there's some great fights there. But if you had to pick a favorite, Maxwell, who do you pick in the Grand Prix right now so far?
This Grand Prix,
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Big Country.
Really?
Really?
Wow. If I had to pick a favorite, honestly, I'm picking Bader. Dude, he's so talented, and you don't know what kind of power he's gonna have at heavyweight.
That's true.
The only thing is, like, he's gonna have a little bit of a size difference there. But I mean, we see it in UFC all the time, like these guys that are undersized heavyweight. I mean, look at Stock Miocic, dude. How much does he weigh? About 240 pounds, maybe.
He's a small heavyweight champion.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think those guys do pretty good sometimes. And Bader,
Yeah,
dude, he's really, really good. He's a college wrestler. I mean, he's got it. And also, I heard possibly, I don't know if he's supposed to be in the Grand Prix, maybe, but I heard Jack Swagger from WWE is going to it also. I know he's in Bellator, but I thought they were talking about maybe putting him in the Grand Prix. And he's not like CM Punk. Like, CM Punk didn't really have any credentials. This guy was a college wrestler, so.
That is correct. Well, what's your take on all these WWE stars, TNA stars going to do professional MMA?
My take on it is it depends on the individual. I mean, if they're coming straight from WWE to UFC or Bellator, it's kind of crazy, man. Like, they should at least have a couple amateur fights, maybe. Like, the whole thing with CM Punk, my problem with him is he's too fucking old, for one thing.
Yeah, he came
to start
too
out.
old.
And another thing is he didn't wrestle. He didn't do anything like that in college. Like most of the fighters you see today fought in college or have some kind of fight background, boxing, kickboxing, whatever. These guys from WWE, like, they just want to come over and bring their popularity with them. But I don't have a problem at all with the Jack Swagger because he's like a really good collegiate wrestler. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I can see him coming to Bellator. But like the heavyweight, another thing about heavyweight is it's just there's nothing there, man. For most of them, the heavyweight divisions are kind of whack, to be honest with you.
That's true.
But I don't know, man.
My take is,
I think it's not a bad thing to bring somebody that's probably, like, look at Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, he was a wrestler at Minnesota, right, before he went to UFC.
Yep.
I mean, Brock Lesnar come in and he moves like a middleweight and he's a heavyweight, And he had to cut down to 265. He's not like these guys that are in there. He's just a freak athlete.
Yep.
But so I don't really think it's a bad thing. What do you think?
I think it's tough going. If you ain't got the credentials, I don't think you should waste your time because this is an art form. This is a passion these guys have. Most of these kids, most of these guys are trained since they were 10, 11, 12 years old. Jiu-jitsu, karate, whatever MMA they want to, Muay Thai. And you got these guys that think, oh, I'm coming in to do this, it looks easy. My thing is that if you think you got it, go try it. But don't waste your time if you never see yourself competing.
Yeah, I got you there, man. I totally agree with what you're saying.
Alright, well this weekend, as y'all guys know, is the UFC fight on Fight Pass, which is horrible. I mean, Fight Pass never has any good cards, hardly ever. They may have one or two good fights, and that's about it. Like on this card is just a bunch of up-and-comers, a bunch of Chinese, Russians, Middle Eastern guys that we never heard of.
Yeah.
And on this fight card, we got a Mississippi boy fighting.
Yeah.
We got Chase Sherman versus some Russian dude. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try, so we're going to call him the Russian.
Dude, I'm a fan of Chase Sherman. He is the meme king on Twitter. He's my favorite heavyweight right now. And he trains with Alan Belcher and Jason Knight, right? Is Jason Knight in that too?
That is correct.
Yeah, Alan Belcher used to be one of my favorite fighters, and I know he's a lesser known guy, but he was always one of my favorite. I always wanted to see him fight Anderson.
I have too. Yeah, Chase Sherman, he's a great guy. I love following him on Twitter. He says some funny stuff. He's just all around funny guy. We also got another fight. It's the main event of the evening. It's Bisping versus Gastelum.
Yeah, this is it's an interesting
crazy fight.
Yeah. I think we've already talked about the Bisping deal with him taking this fight on short notice and after his loss to GSP. Like, I just really don't see what he's gonna win. Like, I don't see why he's even taking the fight. I mean, Gastelum is a pretty dangerous guy, and
that's true.
Even if he wins, he doesn't really gain much from it. I mean, what is Gastelum? Is he even in the top 10?
I think he's ranked, but I have no idea what he's ranked right now.
I mean, it's not close enough for him to be,
no,
stoked to fight
not
him.
a contender.
Especially on the Fight Night card. If it was a pay-per-view, it makes at least a little bit more sense. It don't even really make sense if it's on pay-per-view. To me. But yeah, I mean, my prediction, I've skipped my prediction on the last one. I think it was pretty obvious. I'm going for Sherman. I think Sherman will win. I think it'll be another decision. He's got really great combos, but he don't really knock folks out like you think he would. So I'm gonna go with Sherman in decision.
I'm going with exactly the same thing, Sherman by decision.
But moving on to the main event for the Fight Pass card, I think I'm gonna take Bisping on this one. I think he'll edge it out, but with experience. But Kevin Gastelum is a fucking savage, and I don't know where Bisping's head at. If Bisping's head is in the right place, I think Bisping will win it, probably by decision. But Gastelum, I mean, the first 2 rounds is really dangerous for Bisping. He could get knocked out. I think Gastelum's got even more power than GSP for sure.
I'm gonna go with same thing. I think Bisping give him a good fight. Like you said, if Bisping can get him in the first 2 rounds, Bisping can take him. But Gastelum has always got that one-punch power.
Yeah. All right. Well, the topic of the week. Let's move on to this. Who is Conor McGregor's next opponent? Everybody is on the Conor train. I probably get more questions asked about Conor McGregor than anybody. So let's look at let's look at the possibilities of who he's going to fight next. And if you're watching the video, you can see that I'm fighting Ferguson and McGregor, and that's probably my pick for who he's going to fight next. I think he'll fight Ferguson. They'll unify that title. I think this is a dangerous fight for Conor McGregor, though. I think it's super dangerous. So Tony's a different level than McGregor, in my opinion. And if it isn't that fight, I think it'd be the trilogy fight, which they can make that fight 3 years from now and it'd still be relevant. I mean, that's like everybody wants that fight, you know.
Yep.
But they've been talking about Nate fighting Woodley at the end of December. That would be an awesome fight. Dangerous fight for Woodley too. Nate's a savage.
It would be.
But who do you think? I mean, what's some possibilities that you would see Conor fighting?
Well, possibly Conor could face Nate Diaz. He could face Tony Ferguson.
And I mean, that's like the most legit answer right now, right? Is Ferguson?
Ferguson, yeah, he's a champ. They're both champs. Go ahead and unify the titles. But can he take on Kevin Lee?
Who, Conor?
Conor.
No, I don't see that happening. I don't see that.
Happen?
That's like, no, I think he would fight Woodley before he'd fight somebody like that. Like, he's not going to take these no-name guys. I mean, I know we know who Kevin Lee is because we're hardcore in MMA. But if you ask anybody, like, who do you know from MMA? Most of them are going to say, you know, like, I know Conor McGregor. I know Jose Aldo. You know.
I know Ronda Rousey.
I mean, most people don't even know Tony Ferguson, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Or Max Holloway. Like, those are the fights I want to see. I want to see him fight Max Holloway, dude. I think Max Holloway will fuck him up, too.
That'd be a good fight.
And I swear to God that this UFC game has got Conor's ground game at like a 99 overall. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like a 35 in real life. So.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, there is a possibility of him fighting Woodley. Him going up in weight, but that's a terrible matchup for him. I mean, honestly, he doesn't have many good matchups unless somebody's going to stand and bang with him. Nate Diaz is probably his best matchup. Eddie Alvarez was a good matchup for him. Just basically everybody's fault. Holloway and him went to decision. He injured Holloway in the first round, I believe, and he barely won a decision. But I think he also tore his ACL in that fight too.
I think so.
But I mean, you gotta be real careful with Conor right now. I know the UFC. That's why they're not just picking a fight, which I think they said that he was gonna fight on December's card, and they took him off the card because of the whole Bellator incident, which I think was probably bullshit. I don't think they had him a fight lined up anyways, but
yeah.
I mean, don't you think they would have told us 2 months ago if he had a fight in December?
Yep.
I don't get the whole. I get why he's popular. I don't get why our people are just like in love with him though. He's not that great of a fighter. I mean, he's obviously got big holes in his game too. Like his cardio's not up to par with everybody else's. His clinch game isn't like the best. You know, I mean, he's got good boxing.
Yeah.
For a UFC fighter, I mean, he did pretty good. He did pretty good against Money Mayweather.
He did.
I guess.
I just think everybody's on a hype train with him.
I mean, yeah, they are, but I mean, it's his mouth that's got him popular, not his fight.
Yeah.
Which I mean, like I said, he's had some great knockouts. Like look at the Jose Aldo knockout. Nobody saw that coming, and he called it. He said he was going to do it. That's pretty amazing, you know, when you got a mouth like that, and you can kind of keep it going. But
yep.
He's never been knocked out either, that I know of.
Nope.
I know he's been choked out.
Yeah.
But, I mean, him and GSP, that's another fight that could actually happen. He could fight him in welterweight and try to get 3 titles, which would be cool. I think he could probably beat GSP. That might be a good matchup unless GSP put him on his back the whole fight, which is a possibility.
Yeah.
But to me, the fight that is more than likely going to happen is Tony Ferguson, which I think is probably the most dangerous fight he could take, to be honest with you. I think Ferguson can move up to welterweight and dominate, you know.
I agree with you on that.
But, I mean, well, if Ferguson doesn't fight Conor next, who you think's next for Ferguson?
Well, GSP is a current champ. But GSP's also said that he doesn't want to fight at that weight division.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I don't know. I mean, we can't go Ferguson. You can't go Ferguson and Yolette. I'm thinking about the wrong division. You can go Ferguson and Diaz, but nobody wants to see that.
I would love to see that. That's just me though. I want to see Ferguson and Naganaga. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Khalid.
Yeah, Khabib Nurmagomedov, whatever, however you say his name. Like, I want to see that fight, man. Like, that was the fight we were supposed to get a year ago. Never happened because, what is it called? Tiramisu?
Tiramisu.
Yeah. And I was down to watch that fight for sure. I mean, this dude wrestles bears.
Yeah.
That's the fight I want to see more than anything, but I know it's probably not going to happen, so.
Well, in the next few weeks, we got some pretty good fights. Got some good fight cards, so we're not going to reveal them all to you. We ain't going to give you no hints. Just, you got to stick around and listen. Because we're getting to the closer end of the year and getting ready to see where the UFC goes for 2018.
Yeah, man. It should be a good year next year. Maybe we'll get some of the stars back. Maybe Ronda will come back. Everybody wants to see her come back and do well. I hated what happened to her with news. They should have known better than to put her in there with a freak like her, though.
Yeah. Well, all rumors aside, as I was saying, Ronda's officially done.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I mean, that's probably for the best too. But I mean, I would like to see her come back and get a win against a good opponent, you know.
Yeah, we got to get one more fight in.
Yeah.
She deserves one more fight to go out on.
Yeah, I think she does too. I think it'd be better than what happened to her with Amanda.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's about all we got this week, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, don't eat too much turkey now, guys.
Yeah, you know, turkey's very filling, makes you sleepy. Don't sleep on these fights coming up this weekend because it's going to be barn burners, let me tell you.
It's going to be amazing, people.
It's going to be the silliest fight card I've probably ever seen in my life.
I agree.
Well, guys, I guess this is Rankdill and Maxwell signing off. Thanks for listening to our podcast, and hit that like and subscribe button. I've got Twitter. You can add me on Twitter. It's @TheRankDill. And Maxwell's is what's yours, Maxwell?
Mine is Maxwell2111.
2111, folks. Remember it. You can add me on the PSN, PlayStation Network. Play Play all kind of games. I don't just play UFC. I play. We play Overwatch, and Friday the 13th, and some other games. You can add me on there. It's Rankdill, and Maxwell's is Maxwell's 2112. So add us, check us
That's
out,
correct.
hit us up, party up with us, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Peace.
Let's go do something.